Okay, it wasn't
All
40,
right.
30 years ago because I watched it. I guess they weren't reruns. I don't know.
No, they weren't. It should be
So
up.
in
I'm
the
grabbing the.
90s, I think.
It should be up. I'm grabbing the link for it.
Yeah, I don't see it yet.
Do, do, do.
Come on. Yeah, yo, what's up, YouTube? You're not gonna let me.
It don't like you. It's talking because you giving Trekkies a bad name right now. That's why.
Turkeys don't have it.
You being so disrespectful, bro. I understand though. I understand you
I
don't.
see it. I see it now. All you need is a fire stick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And I'm loading here and on your channel, and I'm dropping the link.
Yeah, we apologize, Michi. This probably would be the last time we do this redirect on my channel. We're very much just a week or two away from just having it all through the DPS channel. So don't worry about it, man. All right, and so I'm going to do this redirect now, and see you guys on the other side.
The bitch, he said this problem again. Oh, you know what? Brian East even said it. He said the first season per card was actually pretty good. I think the second season of per card was great. I also think what was it, Enterprise? Season 3 of Enterprise was some amazing storytelling. I do believe.
Anyway, let's get into
You're one of those
this
people that
topic
you're
here.
also one of those people that think that you're a King Kong person, aren't you? Over Godzilla, aren't you?
What does that mean? What
I'm
are
just
King
because
Kong
no,
people?
are you a King Kong or are you a Godzilla?
I don't care about either of them.
But if you had to pick one, which one are you?
Godzilla,
Okay. At least you ain't crazy. All right,
but
continue
definitely
with the show.
Godzilla because I mean he's just unkillable. I
atomic
mean
atomic bro.
he's unkillable. Hey, have you seen Godzilla -1?
Yes, it's great. That's such a good movie.
So oh my god, it's so good. It's
Man,
so
it was
good.
so good. I felt bad for that pilot a couple of times.
I didn't.
I did. I felt bad for the pilot. He thought he lost his
Coward.
family.
Well, I mean that said, like I laughed really hard when his girlfriend got swept away. I was in tears, and I
Dog,
know I
you
shouldn't have
see
been
how she
laughing, but it
pushed
was
him?
exactly how she flew away
She
had me
flew.
cracking up. I was like,
She
yo,
pushed that dude so hard he went flying down that little alleyway, and all of a sudden the gust of wind just took her like she was just gone, bro.
that was too good. No, all right. So let's get on topic here. This is what we're doing. We've done the transition to the DPS channel. Um, episode 188, and let's get into what everyone's talking about for the past 48 hours, it seems.
Mm-hmm.
First we'll talk about a rumor that started today, but it's actually something that, to be honest, I heard about this the day before the rumor kind of broke, and that is that Modern Warfare 3, the Call of Duty that came out last year, is supposed to be dropping in Game Pass sometime this month. And now, none of the older Call of Duties have been put in Game Pass yet since Microsoft completed their acquisition of ABK. But like I said, I was told that this was supposed to be something that would break actually next week, but it came out like the very next day. So it's what it is. Um, Now, my question to you, Forte, is because we know about the price changes with Game Pass. Could this be why the price for Game Pass has gone up? Could could they have been holding Call of Duty back until they were able to kind of get their pricing and tier structure solidified? What do you think?
I don't think it was the entire story, but it was part of the story. Just like Starfield last year was part of the story. You know, Starfield, the price increase came right before the release of Starfield last year. And I remember us having this same conversation. Like, dang, wasn't Starfield supposed to be a 2022 game? And right before you release it in 2023, you want to increase the price. So
Hmm.
this is a consistent thing. So I definitely, nobody can say it wasn't a influential part of the decision of them to, do this with Call of Duty, especially since, all the rumors and conversations around even wanting to put Call of Duty inside the Game Pass to start with. So this might have been part of the compromise. Amy Hood is out for blood. She wants her money. Xbox got to find a way to fulfill that thirst. So they was like, listen, all right, we got to put it in Game Pass. But what happens if we raise the price of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate by $3 and do some other finagling to force people to be able to play that game day and date by separating the tiers? So I do think there was a lot of stuff that happened in the background. Most likely due to the fact there is nothing that Phil Spencer and them probably could have did to change that outcome in general. But
Hmm.
I do think that this was driven mostly by Call of Duty, but I also think that they're basically looking at the fact that they're putting their games on PlayStation.
Forte,
Uh,
real quick,
yeah,
is this your gameplay of First Descendant?
no, this is the one that you sent me last. Why?
Oh, because I was wondering why I was just standing still, and I was just like, "That's not me. I
That
normally
is
don't do that."
that's definitely you.
Yeah.
Like, why are
Uh,
you standing still? Yeah, because I'm always usually the one standing still.
you just have
Um,
gameplay of your character just standing for
just
like
standing
five
there
minutes.
looking at the sky, like, "Hi, sky." But
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 no,
no,
look, okay, so here's my thought with this, right?
yeah,
Um, I think there is, it's odd to me that none of the Call of Duties have been in Game Pass yet, and I kind of feel like they're kind of missing an opportunity because if you don't get them in before Black Ops 6 comes out, I think you're wasting your time if you put them in anywhere near there. Kind of like how X Defiant couldn't come out anywhere near Call of Duty. They waited until the spring of this year to launch so that it's not like there's no real lull for Call of Duty, but like having it so that like it is not literally at the peak of its games and its sales is probably the best move. So they did it in spring where you're like in the middle period of a current Call of Duty game cycle. That's kind of like where you want to drop some of these older Call of Duties because you're putting all the work in to make sure that they work on PC Game Pass on the PC platform under your stuff or whatever they're doing when they're kind of like using BattleNet in conjunction with that trash Xbox app. You're doing all this other stuff. You clearly, based off of what's been going on, you value PC gamers more than Xbox gamers. You're doing all this work to get these games on here. Why put them out at a time period where no one's going to play it? Because if you're interested in that Call of Duty, you're going to be interested in Black Ops 6, and Black Ops 6 is coming. It's just like don't waste the opportunity to get people hyped and into it. And so I think it's a good time now to do it. Modern Warfare 3 coming in is also good. But then like if you're doing Modern Warfare 3, which is the most recent one, more than likely, I think you're probably really going to not have too many people caring too much about the much older ones beyond that. But maybe that's just me. Um, there's another rumor that also came out today. Did you hear about this other one?
No, I didn't.
So there's another rumor, and this is from Tom Warren. And this rumor says that Microsoft is going to change their strategy in some of these worldwide markets like Europe. Let me take a look at what it said specifically.
I did hear
I
about the
think
one for Europe, but go ahead.
yeah, Europe, um Africa, and there was one more region, I think. And let me go to Tom Warren's account so I can say it accurately. This though hasn't quite been verified yet, but it says Microsoft to change its strategy for Europe, the Middle East, and Africa. It also will stop progressively promoting in certain markets and focus on Xbox Game Pass, PC, cloud gaming, and controllers.
Man, the things they know they can sell.
Oh my gosh, controllers.
You
Um,
know, I had a customer that walked into the store today and they were looking at the controllers and he was with his girlfriend. They were buying PlayStation controllers, so he bought the purple one, the Barney controller. And his wife was like, "Man, why can't PlayStation make controllers like Xbox?" And the guy was like, "Xbox do make really good controllers, but they suck at making games." I was like, "Oh my god." He's like, "Well, that's unfortunate. So why would you buy a controller for a system that ain't got no games?" I was like, "Oh man." They made me laugh, bro. My man was on
yeah,
point with that one.
yeah. So look, I'm gonna say it like this. I hope this rumor is not true because it makes no sense to me that and yeah, you're getting bodied in Europe pretty badly. But you're also getting bodied in Europe because you don't market very well in Europe. You don't even you're treating Europe almost like how they treated some other territories where they have very little foothold in. And so
Mhm.
I wonder, like, have you, you know, just spitballing here, tried actually spending money on marketing? Have you tried better localization in some of these countries that don't have English as its primary speaking language? I mean, I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. Maybe try what your competition is doing that it has worked out for them instead of automatically saying, "Oh, well, we'll never be good here, so let's stop spending money here, or let's stop, pushing our product here," because you're basically conceding. And so I'm kind of like hoping that's not the case because honestly, like forget the console. If you're not pushing your brand in these markets, period, how do you expect to get Game Pass in these markets? You especially the ones that have a great internet. How do you expect to push cloud gaming? How do you expect to push, all these other aspects that you think are more important for the brand of Microsoft Gaming? You got to spend money to do that. Like you got to spend money on something outside of just acquiring stuff that you want. So I think that's the biggest thing to me. Like you're going to have to spend here. And so whether it's spending on marketing for your console or whether it's
Right.
spending on marketing on PC uh influences and trying to get people on PC to get into your ecosystem, or it potentially a new handheld or whatever you're doing, you're going to have to spend money on the marketing. Like Nintendo spends a grip on marketing, and guess what? It freaking works. I don't see you can't market a product just by the free stuff. The social media and we talked about this before when it comes to their games coming out. They don't even do that great. Like you'll see PlayStation market a game they don't even own, Stellar Blade, like 10 times as much as Xbox will market a game from a first party studio. And it's just it's free. Tweets are free, bro. Like you don't need
Right.
it doesn't cost you anything to you know get the word out on your game and stuff like that. And I've seen in aspects they've gotten better with that, and I know they have had a restructuring of the marketing department. And maybe this is part of that. Maybe the restructuring of the marketing department has had a residual effect on how they plan on marketing their products to other regions. But I think a pushing back isn't the move. Um, what are your thoughts on this, man?
Uh, so the so let's put it like this. Let's start tackling the thing like you said about other regions and stuff. The problem they have is, well, the reason I think this is true, because I do think this is kind of true to an extent. Not all of it, but I do think there is truths to it, or there's remnants of truth that are gonna play themselves out over the course of the next couple of months and stuff. Let me ask you this, Lamo. If you're willing to put your games on PlayStation and you're going to put your games over there, and they already have a major foothold over there, why are you fighting them for a territory that you're already holistically losing in, and you're putting your games on on that platform in the near future, anyways? Why would you
I
put your
don't know,
games there?
man. Because a lot of these moves are moves that, like, frankly, I wouldn't make.
I
But
know
again,
the
I'm not,
moves you
an
would make.
executive. I'm not an executive, or so I don't know the full game plan on long term plans on why they're doing some of the things they're doing. But I would say you don't really care if people buy your hardware.
Yeah, and
Th-
that's that's what I was gonna. That's exactly what I'm looking at. It's like, think about what we're starting to see now. Shout out to Mushin. I jumped on Crossfire before the show earlier today just to like kind of talk about some of this stuff. Because I know we were gonna take a good portion of the show talking about it here. Um, they are actively, as we speak right now, telling people they don't need Xboxes because of, here, buy a Fire Stick, for seeing commercials and stuff for that. More marketing that we've ever seen for the Xbox brand isn't even about the Xbox. It's about an Amazon product that you can play
Well, as
Xbox
far
games
as they're
on.
concerned, they are talking about
Well,
Xbox,
no,
but they
that's what I'm
don't
saying.
see Xbox as a home console
As a
anymore.
home console.
They see Xbox
So,
as a collection of
mhm, it's a
devices or software.
they see it as a platform. They see it as a platform that has nothing to do with a console anymore.
Yep.
So so that's why you see dwindling interests in other regions and stuff. Because if you're not going to hold serve in home court, which is America, why would you do it somewhere else? That's the whole thing about putting games in other places. That's the whole narrative around, when they're talking about game preservation and stuff like that. Their preservation is now just all tied to the ecosystem of being able to play your games wherever you want to, however you want to play them, and they're still gonna have a ecosystem in console for you to play in as of right now until they see it not viable. But the viable thing is PlayStation is doing amazing in places like Europe and stuff like that. We're not
Hmm.
doing so we're not doing too great over in the UK. So
But
why
you know what PlayStation does in Europe? They tailor their marketing to the region.
they do.
And so as big as Madden is here in the United States,
FIFA's bigger
Madden
there.
football, FIFA is bigger everywhere else,
Well,
like the
FIFA,
world,
they
but
make
it's
bundles
especially
for
in
FIFA
Europe.
there.
Yeah, and so it's just like you it's understanding the market and understanding what they're looking for and getting behind those things. And like years ago, I said that Xbox should stop trying to make inroads in Japan. Not
Mhm.
saying ignore Japan, but you're spending a lot of time trying to get Japanese market on your side when you could just go across the ocean and go to South Korea and see how a lot of the gaming demographic there enjoy first person shooters, enjoy top down isometric RPGs,
Mhm.
enjoy Western style RPGs. Essentially, they enjoy the kind of games that you make already. And so and just to see constantly see like from Korean gamers them trying Xbox games out and say the localization is so bad the game is unplayable. Or that like they don't sell the Xbox in in stores where you will find a Nintendo Switch or a PlayStation 5.
Right, 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 right. I hear you on
Or
that.
you don't do any marketing whatsoever. It's just like you can't say, well, we just can't sell in these regions when you're not doing it's like if your kid is like, well, dad, I'm not good at basketball. But you're like, but son, you don't practice, you didn't learn how to dribble with your offhand. We have a basketball hoop outside that you don't use. Are you shooting 200 shots a day? You want to get good at this? You have to actually put the work in to get good at it. Now, I'm not saying people on Xbox don't work hard or anything, but they're not working hard in the right areas in order to be able to say, we can't win in these regions. I think you can win in these regions, but you haven't put the work in to make that happen. And so, yeah, I kind of feel like this. They're kind of putting they're looking at their own results and saying there was nothing we could do. But that's more of a self fulfilling prophecy than anything. You could have did better. You just chose not to. I don't know. You want to really get into the nitty gritty of this big topic here.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh man, hey, you know what? I'm so glad I get to talk. We get to talk about this because this has been brewing for a minute. And yeah, I'm gonna say I knew it for a while. Yeah, I'm gonna tell. Let me say something real quick. Shout out to Erodimus. He ain't here right now. I wonder why. Because Forte, you remember when Erodimus was like, they ain't gonna raise the price of Game Pass,
Yeah, I
but
remember that.
anytime soon. They're not gonna raise it before Call of Duty come out.
I remember
And
that.
I literally told him because I knew about this literally that week, and I literally said, you know what? Not only do I think they're gonna raise it, I think they're gonna raise it next month.
Oh man, I like this.
like I told, like I, it's funny. It's funny, and to
I
me, it's
like
just
this.
it's funny because so many people just he's like, well, they said to the FTC they wouldn't do it. Okay,
Yeah, they did.
well, this and how did they say why I need to be done? They didn't say it was Call of Duty, but we know it was Call of Duty.
Yeah, we know it's Call of Duty, but they can't. But that's the thing. The FTC can't prove that it was Call of Duty because they're making the move like what, 4
Exactly.
months before Call of Duty comes out.
Exactly.
They know what they were doing.
I know for a fact they had been talking about this for months, but one and a lot of stuff has changed. They waver
Mhm.
back and forth with a lot of different things. We're going to get into the nitty gritty of all this stuff. But one thing that never wavered is when they were going to make these changes. It was
Right.
always going to be July, and it was always going to be implemented and go into effect in September. Those were hard things that were not going to change.
Right. Yeah, you're right about that.
It's just funny to me. I just yeah, I gotta stop taking everything these executives say as the gospel. Cause even they got bosses over them that'll tell them, yeah, I know what you said, but I don't care.
Right.
This is what we're doing. So anyway, The changes for Game Pass are as follows. Xbox Game Pass Ultimate's price has increased to $19.99 per month. This
Mm-hmm.
is a $2 increase per month from $17.99 per month. Forte, thoughts on this?
Hmm.
I mean, we're
No,
going to get into it segment by segment, but what are your thoughts specifically on Xbox Game Pass Ultimate going up $2 per month?
not shocked. Something that we already knew was going to happen. Um,
Right.
I was talking to, like I said, to Mooch and them on Crossfire. I told him, I was like, people, people was making it seem like it was this big deal, and I was sitting here like, wait a minute. Even on this show, like 6 months to a year ago, people were talking about it's unsustainable and Game Pass this and that. And I'm sitting there like, okay. And it's like, well, maybe they should separate the tiers and put Game Pass Ultimate on its own tiers with day and date games. And I'm like, oh, okay. And guess what happens? They do that, and now everybody's like upset about it. And I'm like, but they're basically telling you, like, they basically answered the question for everybody. They told everybody said it's unsustainable, and guess what? Microsoft agrees with you, or Xbox agrees with you,
Hmm.
because they raised the price. They said, well, guess what? Game Pass is unsustainable at $16.99 a month for Game Pass Ultimate for all the stuff we give you. So we got to charge you $3 more to be able to make up that cost. Now we're going to cut in other places, and I'm not going to steal your thunder because I know we're doing this piece by piece. But we're going to do some other things in some other places to make it a little bit more interesting for people that don't think they want day and day games. But yes, it was unsustainable for us at $16.99 to give you all of these games at that low price. So yes, they basically told you it was unsustainable. But I am not still ain't mad about it, and I'm still not even flustered on like why they did this, because I knew they were going to do this. We just didn't know what the price was going to be. I told people $25 is probably the height that I'll go to, because I still think, and this is a thing, Game Pass Ultimate is still a great value at $20, because guess what? I paid $22.99 for Netflix. 22.99 for Netflix. I'm still paying less for things that cost more money than Netflix charges me. But that's a whole nother situation. But yeah, I don't think it's a big deal, Slow Mo. But I do think there are things that are kind of iffy that they did on the other side of it.
Yeah, as you said, we kind of knew this was coming even before we heard things, but like, you know, it was going to go up when Call of Duty came out. We all kind of figured out that would be the case. And I think now we look at it, and it's what I always say about like value and
Hmm.
how it's subjective. And so when it comes to what you are like, yeah, I like Game Pass. But then as the price continues to go up further and further, how much you like it starts to kind of like weigh on your mind. How much
Hmm.
do I enjoy this? How and it's part of the reason why, I see people saying it's just $2. And I'm just like, well, yeah, but that's how this always works. Like at
Right.
once upon a time, like Netflix used to be $12 a month.
Hmm.
And where is it now? Somewhere it's high now, and it's they
$22.99. I don't forget.
and I'm pretty sure Netflix knew where they wanted to be with this at some point, right? They knew where they wanted to get the price at, but they couldn't just go there immediately. They couldn't just go from $12 a month to like 20 something.
Right.
I mean, PlayStation did that.
I mean, PlayStation.
PlayStation increased their price like 30%. And then you see people who do this revisionist history thing, where they say, oh, well, no one complained about that. And I'm just like, were you not paying attention? Because
Hmm.
a lot of people complained about that. Maybe not the cappers of the PlayStation community. But just because you saw two people capping and saying it's not that big a deal that they increased PS Plus like over 30% with no additional value to you doesn't mean nobody complained. You're exaggerating because you're trying to defend something that doesn't really require you to defend it. Um,
That's true. I agree with that.
I'm fine with the price increase of Ultimate because it's what I expected. Now, some of this other stuff, I'm not quite
the
cool
rest
with.
of the rest of it is kind of iffy.
Right. So the other thing, Gregor says, so is Call of Duty going to stay annual? Do you mean an annual release, Gregor? Just to clarify. The other part here is that so PC Game Pass is increasing from $9.99 to $11.99 per month. This was something that I know for a fact they wavered back and forth on. And I think
Mhm.
we know why they wavered back and forth on it is that you have to kind of treat the PC community with kid gloves. You can't just
Right.
be you can't treat them like console gamers. You just can't. What's going to end up happening? You're going to end up being made an example out of, and you're not going to like it. And a lot of hard work that people put into content, games, projects, and whatnot is going to all go to waste because the PC community wanted to teach you a lesson. And so you have to be kind of careful with how you do things with PC gamers, but yet at the same time, the PC platform is the second highest platform for Call of Duty as far
Mhm.
as number of players. It actually is bigger than the PlayStation and Xbox communities combined.
Mhm.
So if you're going to be putting Modern Warfare 3 in Game Pass this month in July, yeah, you're going to want to start putting some things into place to try to take advantage of that. I get it. And you're going to kind of, at this point, maybe try to, kind of, are they bluffing? Are they not bluffing? Let's find
Hey.
out, and I've had some conversations with some people about this,
Mhm.
and I think, I don't know this for certain, but I think that they believe that PC players are just going to take it.
Oh man.
They just going to not care. That's $11.99.
How I feel about that.
Funny as we get into in some of these other tiers, how PC Game Pass still has day and date releases for games, where another tier that's more expensive will not.
Mhm.
But it kind of goes to show where the price could have been if they wanted to have parity between console and PC, but they still kind of knew better, right? Like you can still just know, like we can't price like we can't do that.
Oh,
Like
they already saw what happened to Hell Divers.
right, yeah, and you just don't want to be, the one they make an example of. Gregor says yearly releases. I do think they will continue, especially now that we see how they're rolling. Now that they have Call of Duty underhand, they are not going to stop that train. They they are going to probably be pushing harder than Bobby Kotick was and making sure that Call of Duty has a yearly release every year because they want that money. I
Yeah, I
don't I
agree with
don't
that.
think I don't think yearly releases for COD is going away. Um, all
Yeah,
right,
I
well,
agree.
so um, Forte, how do you think the PC community? Because I've been saying what I think might happen, but what do you think in regards to this? How do you think the PC community is going to react? Not necessarily what they're saying, but what they'll do.
PC community, how they'll react to this. I don't think the PC community is gonna do anything. I think they'll be perfectly fine as long as they like they don't have to pay for online. Their price is still the same. It hadn't changed. The reason it's not going to change is because they can't charge. They're not charging for online, and I get why
But the
people.
price did change. It went up
Oh,
two
what? Oh,
dollars.
oh, did it actually change for PC Game Pass?
That's what I've been talking about for the past five
Oh, I
minutes.
thought you were talking about the core, like not core, the standard. Oh, yeah. I didn't know PC Game Pass. I didn't know they touched that one. So everybody out here that's complaining about PC, see, this is stuff I be talking about. So all these people out here complaining about PC Game Pass not going up, don't know what they talking about.
No, basically, yeah.
Oh my god. Okay. So it went up $2. So now it is what, $13 now? It was
It's
11. It
12,
was
12 bucks. It was before it was 9.99. Like this is
so
fourteen, just
now
not
it's
bad because
now
I
it's
literally said all
11.99.
of this. I said all of this.
Okay, yeah, I thought you were talking about the other one. I'm sorry. Um, Still don't think it's gonna be a problem. For the most part, because guess what? Most PC gamers don't even partake in Game Pass on
They most of them do buy it
Xbox.
on Steam.
Most of them
Yeah.
buy it on Steam. I'm one of those few people that's like, screw that. I'm I got Game Pass Ultimate. I'm just gonna download it inside of this wacky doodle doo launcher they got called, the Xbox dashboard. So I don't care. But for the most part, most of the PC gamers aren't going to care as long as they don't feel like they're paying for something that they don't have to pay for. They're going to be fine. If you're talking about now, if they would have been like, you got to pay 19.99 like console does, then I don't care what the rationalization is. The PC gamer would think that, well, so you're going to try to charge me for Xbox Live, and I don't have to pay for online. So why am I paying the same amount that console is for it getting less features? Because I don't have to pay for online. So as long as you're not in that avenue or that realm of possibility, they're not gonna bat an eye. Even though, and I do think a good swath of their um their Game Pass subscribers are from PC. I don't think it's going to be a detriment to the point that $2 is going to make a big dent. Just like I feel like $3 isn't going to make a big dent, but there is a part of
I
this that's
I
going to differ.
wonder I wonder if a lot of their PC Game Pass subscribers are people who have Game Pass Ultimate. And
I do.
so,
I think that might be the case. I would be surprised.
yeah. Um
I
because
mean,
I
you're
also kind of
one, I'm one.
wonder I kind of wonder if you're someone that's on PC and you already had it. So this is what I think is going to happen. I don't think there will be a backlash with the PC community where they try to make an example out of Microsoft for this. But what I do think is that this will hinder growth. Anytime
Hmm.
you raise a price, you're going to have less people that are going to sign on, which is
True.
why they try to raise prices on an incremental basis because they don't want to turn everyone off. And so
Right.
I think whatever growth that they were having on PC, I think you will see some of that slow down. I don't think that the PC gamer looks at Game Pass, looks at Black Ops 6, and
Hmm.
says, I'm going to sign up for PC Game Pass and get it for $12 a month instead of just buying the game on Steam. We've
Right.
already seen this play out with PC gamers. Halo Master Chief Collection, Halo Infinite,
Right.
Forza, all the games they launch on PC, the majority, Starfield, the majority of the people that play it on PC, they play it on Steam. They don't play it on the Xbox app for various reasons. One, they want to
Right.
own it on Steam because they're Steam whores. It is what it is. Two, the PC app sucks. And so they want to play it on an app that's more stable and performance is more stable and not have issues like when they try to launch Starfield and it says syncing game for like 35 minutes. That has happened. I'm not even making that up. It's real. So all of that, having consistent performance and a solid product that you paid for is more important to them than getting the game without having to spend more money. Because for them, the money is well spent because the product is good and that
Right.
where I get it is good. I learned that everyone, a lot of you guys are going to come over from console to PC and you're going to say, oh, no, that's not, more people are going to do blah, 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 blah. And then And I'm telling you, every single person I've seen from console to PC, and including myself, has done this. You play the game on Xbox, the Xbox PC app, that is,
Mm-hmm.
and it's got missing features. The Steam version has ray tracing. The Steam version has DLSS and FSR. The Xbox version doesn't. Why is the Xbox version on an older build compared to the other launcher?
Mm.
For myself, I got the Master Chief Collection on PC through Game Pass on the Xbox app, and I'm wondering why I can't matchmake into matches.
Mm.
And then I complain about it on Twitter, and people are like, "I don't know what you're talking about, man. I'm getting into matches just fine." Really? But
Mm-hmm.
that they're on Steam.
Oh yeah.
Uninstalled it, bought it on Steam. Zero issues.
No
Never had a
issues.
single issue with the Master Chief Collection on Steam. If you don't have, like, throw all this, hey, the price, hey, it's $11.99. You don't have to. No, forget all that. Does it work? That's what's important. Guaranteed that there are going to be some issues going on with Modern Warfare 3 coming this month through Game Pass. There's going to be issues with BattleNet. There's going to be issues with synchronizing your BattleNet account to your Xbox account. There are going to be issues all across the board. There are going to be performance problems. There's going to be build issues. Freaking Activision updates Modern Warfare 3 like on a weekly basis.
Mm-hmm.
It's constantly going through updates. Guaranteed that's going to be more difficult than it is on Steam. And so all these things come together. The juice ain't worth the squeeze, in my opinion, with that. Xbox Game Pass Core annual increases to $74.99. Now, these damn names, they're so bad names. Okay, Xbox Game Pass Core is basically what Xbox Live used to be.
Used to be, yeah.
And so all that is access to play paid multiplayer games, which should be free, but it's not. But that's all that is. And you get like a selection of Xbox first party games that you can, as long as you have the subscription, kind of like the PS. What was the PlayStation thing called, where they had like a bunch of PlayStation games and some third party games that you just had access to.
You talk about the collection, the PlayStation collection.
Yeah, the collection. So like they have their own version of that. You have access to that. You have access to paid multiplayer. That's all that is. Now that went up to 70. I don't remember what it was before then, but that's considering that PlayStation Essentials was it more? I think that might be the same price, or is it more expensive?
PlayStation Essentials went up to $79.99. It went up 20.
Okay, so it's $5 less than PlayStation Essentials. So they look. They definitely did some of this just because they know they could. But
yeah, exactly.
But so the real sticking point that a lot of people complain about, Xbox Game Pass console will be discontinued for new users. So if you're currently subscribed to Xbox Game Pass console and you don't have Ultimate, this does not affect you unless you allow your subscription to lapse. Otherwise, new users will not be able to get this tier anymore. This is being replaced. Oh, also, subscribers on that tier will no longer be able to stack the subscription for 36 months. They are now capping that at 13 months. If you have the ultimate tier, you can still do 36 months. F you too, Luca. And by the way, hello. Forte.
Yo,
You know, we gotta combine this because we gotta talk about that and what they replaced it with. So they discontinued Xbox Game Pass console
they did.
and then established Xbox Game Pass standard, which why do you have a standard tier and a core tier? Like, should that? I mean, isn't that kind of the same thing?
Well, okay, so I
Or
understand. I
okay, before
Go ahead.
before you go there, let me finish the rest about that.
Yeah,
They're
yeah. What?
launching the Xbox Game Pass standard tier in September.
Yep.
It includes the Xbox back catalog, but does not include day one releases,
Yep.
and is priced at $14.99 a month.
The old Game
It
Pass price.
includes Xbox Live Gold, which the previous discontinued tier did not have, but it
Yep.
does not have xCloud. Now, Forte,
Yes.
what are your thoughts about these moves here? Discontinuing a tier and then introducing a tier that's more expensive but less content.
All right. So the only thing that I wish they would have did differently is make it so they didn't pull things out of the tier. Like I could, like if they pulled anything out, I can see day and date. Day and date is the sticking point. Who cares about cloud gaming? Who cares about streaming and stuff like that? They could have left that in there and it'd been perfectly fine. Online is already a part of the ecosystem. They didn't have to do anything around that. So though the only thing I have a problem with is the fact that they added the base tier. They could have and I know the reason they did the base tier because they don't want to make it because it's people that's on Xbox that don't care about Game Pass at all. So
Yeah.
they don't so they have to have a standard tier. They have like a core. They have to I
But
mean it's
but no no
the
no you
name
see
is
you
terrible.
just named you
The
said you
name
called it
is
a standard
terrible.
tier
The
and
name
that's
is
not the standard
terrible.
tier.
Yes, the name should be it should just be called game. It just be called I don't know Xbox
No, it's
Core
too many
game.
tiers.
Yeah,
It's too many tiers, man.
listen. Unless they go out and say we're gonna raise the price of Xbox Live to $14.99 a month, then they have to do tiers. They have to because they already eliminated the name Xbox Live. I always thought that was a problem. Why eliminate Xbox Live? Just keep it as Xbox Live. Just say Xbox
But
Live,
then, but
Xbox Game Pass
why call
standard.
everything Xbox Game Pass when
Well, you don't even care about Xbox.
yeah, like why are you even calling all this stuff Xbox Game Pass? One, the new Xbox Game Pass standard does not have the catalog. Wait, no, I'm sorry. It does have
No,
the
it does. It
catalog.
has a catalog.
It doesn't have day one releases, and they didn't even tell you when the day one releases will show up for standard.
Yeah, I would just assume
People
that
have been speculating that it's going to be 6 to 12 months,
six
or
to
that
12
it's
months.
going to
Yeah.
be on a case by case basis. So Call of Duty going to be one of the later ones. Like that's not showing up. So like a Redfall will be in there like in a month.
I think Call
But
of Duty. I do think that Call of Duty. You won't see the next one because it's an annualized game unless they change the analyzation of it. Um, would be right before the new one comes out. So that's kind of a safe
that
bet.
is so whack.
What
You wait till like 2 weeks before the new card comes out to
to
put the
drop the
old
old one
card
in?
in
Yeah, that's what they're gonna
standard
do. That's what they're gonna do.
that-
Like, hey,
for
hey,
$15 a month.
pay $3 more a month and you can get that boy day one. That's what they go. I'm telling you, that's what they gonna do, man.
The real goal here, and the real goal here is to strongly insinuate
To get
that
Game
you
Pass
need
Ultimate.
Game Pass Ultimate.
Yeah, not even
We're gonna
strongly.
make the other tiers so trash that why would you do that unless you're PC Game Pass? Because we're afraid of you guys, and we don't want to offend you. So we'll
Right.
give you everything for $11.99.
Mm-hmm. So
but the rest of you console people that
full $8
we
less than everybody else.
yeah, we keep, giving you the short end of the stick.
Who's the
You
next?
guys, oh no, you guys, yeah, look, just sign up for Ultimate. What are we doing here? Just sign up for Ultimate. Oh, you don't want Ultimate? You don't want that? Okay, all right. Well, we'll give you we'll give you less than what we said we were supposed to give you with this entire service. Like that, the whole Xbox Game Pass standard tier shouldn't even be called Game. It should just call it something else. I don't know, but or the core, whatever it's called. Like just call it something
It
else.
should have been called Xbox Live, but they killed the name already. They
It's
killed it.
just,
It should have just been called
it's
Xbox Live. We wouldn't have this issue.
yeah, it's frustrating that they can't.
Okay, well,
They keep doing things like this, which
let
is
me
weird.
ask you
Like
this. Go
again,
ahead.
the price increase, I got zero issue with because I knew
Right.
that was coming.
Yeah.
But like the weirdness of discontinuing tiers, like when I first heard this, I was like, oh, this is going to be a problem. People are going to have a big problem with
Yeah. Some people
because when
do.
you look at it on a whole, you're going to be like, oh, so you just want everybody to sign up to Ultimate. And I mean, frankly, that's what it
Well,
is.
that's their
You go ahead,
job,
man. You
though,
were about to say
honestly.
something.
Their job is to get people to sign up for Ultimate. So let me ask you this. So you
But
say
it's the
you
illusion of choice. Like Philip sit up in interviews and talk about how like he wants to bring choice to the gamer, and it's just like,
I mean, some people would say that is choice, though. The fact that you're allowing me to keep, if you don't care about, if you don't care about day and date games, then you're getting it for cheaper than the people that do care about it.
yeah, but look, I mean, okay, now we have to acknowledge that they're not taking anything away from people who already subscribe to
Oh yeah,
Xbox
you're
Game Pass.
good, and you keep the old
You're
price.
Although you do have to be a bit more vigilant now to make sure that your subscription never lapses. Because if your subscription lapses, it's a rapsy for you. You're not getting that tier no more. So you gotta make sure that like that never happens. Someone steal your credit card and you had the credit card turned off. You better make sure that credit card's not the one that's on your Xbox account.
You better update that credit card before it lapses.
Right. So it's just like, your stuff is expiring, you got a new car, you don't get caught. And because you can only extend it for a year. They're not allowing you to stack like 3 years like you can do it on Ultimate. So
Yeah.
you're going to have to be careful with that because that they watching. And they just can't wait for you to mess up so
They're
they
gonna
can
be
get
like, we
you
got
off this
4.
discontinued tier.
They're gonna be like, we got 5 people in the whole world left on that tier. We're just gonna wait them out.
And so it's just, I still think it's kind of the illusion of choice. There's only one real, like EA Play only on Ultimate,
Only on
Ubisoft
Ultimate.
Plus only on Ultimate, xCloud only on Ultimate, third party day one releases like when Outriders came out on Game Pass only on Ultimate now. You're not getting those kind of games no more. People were just talking about how they like what is it? Who wakes the deep? He wakes the deep. What's the name of that game?
I can't think.
Yeah, that game day one on Game Pass. If a matter of fact, like the 33
33 Immortals?
no,
33 Immortals.
exhibition 33
33, yeah.
that looked amazing at the Xbox showcase. If you are on this new tier, you can't play that day one in Game Pass. So if you are someone that is still on Xbox Game Pass, I don't even know what to call it. Xbox Game Pass. And now Ultimate, like you got two choices. You can upgrade the Ultimate, or you could be really, really on top of things and make sure that you don't unsubscribe. And if you were someone who was subbing just to play like Starfield, and then after you got done with it, you either beat it or you were bored and you unsubbed. The way I treat Ubisoft Plus, can't do that no more. You better play those games with Ultimate and not the Xbox Game Pass tier, because that's not going to exist now. I just find it all very fascinating. By the way, all this stuff will take effect September 12th, which would be like, I mean, roughly a month before Call of Duty comes out. But it has nothing to do with Call of Duty.
Nothing.
Just,
We made this decision 4 months ago. We just gave our player base and our consumers the heads up, back in July. so they can
Call
prepare
of Duty?
themselves.
No.
Oh,
Nothing to
dude,
do with Call of Duty.
no,
No.
we did this because of corporation needs. Now we need money.
Yeah. For Call of Duty. We need more money for Call of Duty, because Call of Duty's going in the Game
We got all
Pass.
these severance packages going out that we got to pay for. It's so terrible, man. It's like I said, it's not a big deal, but it becomes a bigger deal because of the way that it's being done. Honestly,
But it's so hard, and it's so hard to have these conversations, though. I mean, not for us, because we kind of just keep it real in this in on this podcast, and the people in this community. We don't really like do the whole pandering for platforms and capping and stuff. But it's so hard to have these kind of conversations, because people consistently just bring up the other side. Like it's and people are so hostile to anyone that doesn't have the same exact opinion that they do. It's so annoying. I I see people with these straw man arguments and these ridiculous talking points sometimes, and I'm just like, do y'all listen to yourself sometimes? Like, y'all hearing what you're saying. What does any of this have to do with PlayStation? And like, why do you keep bringing up? It's just like you're only talking to a small subset of gamers on PlayStation that did all that capping for PlayStation and their price increase, which was ridiculous. It was, and a lot of people complained about it, but people want to act like nobody complained about it.
they were all over the place.
Yeah, it was a talking point for like 2 weeks. What you mean nobody complained about it? And sure, in the long run, did it really hurt Sony? No. A lot of people complained and then did nothing about it. And some people unsubscribed, or at the very least, lowered their subscription to the bottom tier, because they wanted to keep their cloud saves, since Sony is holding that hostage. But
they are holding that hostage to the top tier.
but in the grand scheme of things, what does that have to do with Microsoft? Absolutely nothing.
Well, one piece of hate deserves another.
It's just so funny seeing people just move the goalposts and try to blame shift, and it's just look, is it going to kill you to say you don't like these moves?
It hurts.
It won't. But they act like it really physically hurts them to admit things. But it is what it is, man. Brian E says Twitter is not a real place. I never take it at face value. This is also true.
The moment this happened, Twitter turned into what it always turns into. The people like the defense of one thing and outrage on another. That's why I said, well, I jumped at Addict's show the day it happened and did the podcast with him. And I was like, he was like, what do you think about all this? And I was like, this is about to be the most irritating day ever, because you're going to have a bunch of overreactions on both sides. So, and I still think this is a big overreaction. Do I think that it is very sus that they're doing certain things and, like you said, funneling people to where they want to funnel them to? Yeah, that's kind of sus. But for people to act like they either A, didn't ask for this because they kept saying Game Pass, they say Game Pass is sustainable. There's no way it's sustainable. Well, they just answered the question by telling you it's not sustainable by making a move of raising the price. And like
It's
you
not about
said,
raising the
change
price actually, but what
it
makes
is the
it kind of
tier
feel like
rules.
it's not sustainable is the changing of discontinuing tiers and introducing new tiers that have less value to it. And then also for tiers that for particular platforms where you're afraid to anger them, you increase the price as little as humanly possible. It's kind of obvious, which is fine, you know, like because it's like I always say when it comes to this kind of stuff. Value is subjective.
It's
If
subjective.
you if you play a lot of indie games in Game Pass and you feel like, man, like, you know, since I got Game Pass, I've really opened my eyes to a lot of different genres, a lot of different developers I didn't even know existed. I've been playing a lot of games and enjoying games that I normally would not have even given a second thought. It being $20, it means nothing to me for Ultimate. I'm all like locked in. Then like good. Because like this doesn't affect you in a meaningful way, and a lot of the stuff really doesn't affect a lot of people that already have Game Pass, so it's no big deal. So
Right.
why do you feel the need to damage control for the company that is for people, you know, against people who do have a problem with it? Maybe you kind of felt like maybe you're someone who felt like Game Pass Ultimate back when it was $15 was just on the edge of fine for you.
Yeah.
But since then, I mean, 2 years ago, that's what the price was. Now the
Mhm.
price is $20 a month. How do you feel? If that's too much for you because all you play through Game Pass is Xbox first party games and you haven't loved those games, this is probably too much for you. You probably don't see the value
This
for
is the
you
bridge too
personally as a
far.
gamer. Yeah, and so that's fine if you want to unsub from that, but like it's just having the conversation. It seems like people just they're so caught up in defending a brand that they can't think about like what the average consumer thinks about. You know, they people want to do a whole hey, well, you guys subscribe to Crunchyroll and you guys subscribe to Netflix and Hulu and do and HBO Max, and I'm like, maybe they see the value in those services more than they see the value in Game Pass. Have you thought about that?
Well, the funny
You
thing is
thought
the
about
value around
their
Game
value
Pass.
proposition is different than yours.
Yeah, well, the funny thing is the value around Game Pass is very subjective in itself. But ultimately, what's going to happen is Xbox is going to market what that true value is over the course of the next couple of years. And it's going to either sink or swim based off of that. So, you know, I think it's going to do, I think I said $20 is not a it's still a great price. I feel like for the amount of games that you can always have access to, the promise of newer games coming into the service from first party. But you know, not to say that it doesn't frustrate people to see a price increase.
Hmm.
I see price increases all the time. Like, but guess what? When they increase my price of this thing, when I got Netflix, they increased my price by $3. I just said that sucks, and then guess what? I just kept paying it,
Right. Because if
and
you
with
watch a lot of content on Netflix, you're gonna be like, you know,
eh,
it's you have to kind of weigh whether it's if I unsub from this because of this price,
yeah,
how is my entertainment impact?
Yeah, it's just like with PlayStation for me. Like when it comes to PlayStation, I unsubscribed and let my membership, lapse out when they did the whole price range because I was like, oh, it's not a benefit to me because I barely play on my PlayStation and I'm not about to give you that much more money to keep what I have. So I let my stuff lapse and I went to the lowest tier. But then every once in a while, whenever you guys want to play, I go in and I'll re up it just to play with you guys. And maybe that's what, three
And
months
Call
or
of
four.
Duty, which you won't have to do anymore now
Yeah,
that
which
it's
I
going
won't
to
even
be
have
in
to do
game.
anymore because of that. But guess what?
Yeah,
But that $30 to $40 that I gave them over the course of a year is still better than the 120 that they wanted from me, or even if I stay just on the essential plan, the 80 they want from me. So
yeah.
I still feel like it was a benefit for me to do what I wanted to do. So I canceled and I just do month to month if I ever want to jump over there. And that's what's going to happen with this. People are going to make a decision, and if it's too much, it's too much. It is not and trust me, it's not your responsibility to fund Microsoft. It's Microsoft's ability. It's their ability to tell you why they want to extract your money away from your pocket, just like Nintendo does every year. And we talked about it at the Nintendo Direct. I said the only thing that sucks is, it sucks for us, is they found ways to take more money from us when we don't want to give it to them no more. Xbox, they don't have that problem because they don't even know how to market correctly to, that's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
It's a whole nother
Um,
story.
yeah, I think we can wrap it up now. But yeah, this is this is something that we all kind of foresaw, and then we got people acting like they didn't know it was going to happen, or acting like this was a shocker to them. And then we
Right.
got the other side, the people who it doesn't matter what the price was or what changes they made or to the sub, they would be defending Microsoft and Xbox regardless. They could have did what it was once rumored to happen, which is completely remove day in day out of Game Pass. Period. And I know there are people who would have been like, well, it's unsustainable. Same people who were like, it is sustainable. It's
I just
unsustainable, and
I'm
it's fine for me
yeah.
because I like owning my games. They just take up the opposite argument.
I would be
Because
like, y'all the biggest frauds I ever met in my life.
hey, well, look, man,
Because nobody wants to pay full price for games. As much as they say they do, they don't. They wouldn't walk into a store asking for, hey man, you got a discount on that? What? Come on, man.
I don't want your
People
discount.
people need to get off that
Give me the
perch,
full
man.
price
Give me
right
the
now.
right, right. Oh, wait, hold on. Or the consistent mistake that they do when they walk into a store and they see the price, like they say the person didn't change the price tag on the sticker yet, and the price tag says the game's $39.99, but when you go to the register it says $59.99. They'll be like, "Oh, I'll pay the $63.59." No, that price says $39.99. I want
You
to
know,
pay
you know, there's
thirty nine
people.
ninety nine.
There's people in this community that be like, I pay more for
Yes,
for for these games. It's just like,
you'll pay
yeah,
more
but
if that was the case,
do
but
you
you won't do
need
it
to?
willingly.
Yeah, like, do you
Right?
need to pay more?
No.
Can you shut up? Because some of us don't want to pay more.
Yeah, right.
You are,
They trying to pay more money for nothing. I'm like, dude, we're
charge
already
me
paying
more.
too
I don't
much.
care. Charge me more. Like, shut up. I don't want to pay more.
Like people was talking about like, well, you play on PC, like, and I thought like once we were talking about it about Hellblade, and I love the first Hellblade, but I told you I was like, listen, Xbox gave me the ability to not have to buy Hellblade. I'm not buying it. I love the first game. I love the second game, but they gave me a avenue on PC not to buy the game. So I am taking them up on that offer. If they didn't give me that option, then I would have just bought the game. So I'm gonna take advantage of it. That doesn't mean that I'm broke. It just means that I don't like spending money if I don't have to.
Yeah, basically. Um, the only people who really talk like that are, let me
Yeah.
say something mean.
Yeah, exactly.
It just it sounds real like people who got money
Nah.
understand how to.
Honeymoon's over, man. That's all I'll say. Microsoft get y'all dollar deals forever. Y'all should do this is coming to an end sooner or later.
Um,
That's a big gun you
let's get
got
out of
there.
here.
That's a big gun.
Um, let's get up out of here, man. You ready? You ready? Go ahead, do your outro, bro.
Oh, so what we gonna do about? Okay, so next week, Thursday, I won't be here. Do we want to do it earlier? I leave on Wednesday night. I won't be back until
Uh,
Monday. Do we want to even do a show or do we want to skip? We could do
it
it too.
depends. Let's play it by ear,
We'll
because
play
if
it by
it
ear. Okay.
because if things have been like they've been for the two
We can just
weeks prior to
skip.
all this stuff happening, we can skip it. But
Okay,
if it's
got you.
something big happens, then
We'll do it before I leave. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
It'll either be Tuesday. I put like we'll shoot if something does happen early. We'll just do it Tuesday, but we'll let everybody know in the chat because your boy going to Georgia. My I don't know if they listen to this, so I won't say exactly why we're going down there, but the family getting together to go celebrate some stuff. So that's gonna be cool. But I'll be down there from Thursday next week or Wednesday next week until come back on Monday morning. So that's gonna be fun. And so wish me luck there. But yeah, let's get these channel
Good luck. Be
members.
safe, man.
Oh yeah, definitely, always. That's the only reason I'm a little upset. I'm thinking about taking Little Man with me so I could buy NCAA and play it on Little Man while I'm there. I might have to do that because it comes out literally the day that I'm leaving, and I'm gonna be mad because I can't play it until I get there. But
You have a Series S?
my daughter does.
You should get that X screen thing.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even think about that. I think Cognito has that. I remember
Yeah, I think he
correctly.
does. Yeah, he's talked highly of it
Yeah, he
before.
thought. Yeah, I remember him doing a video on it or something.
All right,
Let me pull this
channel
up.
members.
Go ahead and do yours. I got mine pulled up. We
Appreciate you
already got
guys
yours.
for supporting the channel as always. Shout out to Legendary Yobi, J387, K Asante, Neil S, Texas, your boy Roy, Corey, Hale, Donnell, Brown, Enrique, Hargy Shani, Ramon Terrell, Gaming Forte, and that guy Smitty.
And on this side, we got the homie Mash. We got Brat Base Real Arcade Podcast. We got Texas, Corey Hale, your boy Roy, Dado Brown, Ramon Terrell, Hargy Shadi, Salomo Backslap. Really appreciate you guys. Love and support. And we will see you guys in the next podcast.
Peace.
Peace.